Hello everyone, MikeMoneyGMR here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Onimusha. I'm already stressed out because I'm already in the fight and I'm already doing pretty good. And I'm more awake than I was the last time I played, so hopefully that plays for better play, but I don't know for sure. Oh, I deleted it. But yeah, something tells me that this sword does tend to do a pretty good amount of damage to him. Okay. Mike, come on. Okay. Last sword switch to is the Sharding, also known as Razan. And of course my voice decided to give out. No, Mike, why'd you do that? Back up, back up. I was to say, I know that he follows that move up with that, so I was like prepared. If I knew he was going to do that, I would have just annihilated him, but I didn't see it charging up. Okay. Yeah, always be prepared for him to do the stabbing attack with his claw after he does the sweep attack, is what I've learned. Because you can block both, so you'll be okay. I was actually talking to one of my friends at work about this, and he was talking about how, like, he's played games like this before too, where it just seems like totally unfair. But all it really is just patience. Which we've both seen time and time again that I don't really have. Oh, Mike, why'd you do that? Oh, no. Oh, that was so fucking close. I just know it. But hey, at least I know some secret that I keep forgetting to do anyway when I start out. I need to use the magic jewel right away. It won't make much of a difference, but I do need to do that since I keep forgetting. Yeah, anyway, I've discovered what it is that, thanks to talking to my friend at work, that I keep doing wrong, and it's that I never ever take my time. I always just, like, you know, rush in and attack, and that screws me over every time. So if I can just stop myself from constantly rushing in, I'll be okay. But, you know, that's the fact of life, is that you find yourself, like, feeling like once you've gone to a certain amount of health, that if I don't rush in, that's it. Yeah, I guess that is something you can do, I forgot to mention. If you do manage to get yourself between two people, you can stab both of them with a down stab, but I don't like to do it because you still get put into danger. but I do hate how it doesn't seem like you can get by. So what I've started doing is I don't even fight this guy down here. I just grab the medicines and go. Which is dangerous because you do tend to lose a little bit of health. But if you just beat on him a little bit, he'll fall to the ground. You can quickly run over, grab the medicines, and just ignore him. You don't have to mess with him. And besides, I want you guys to witness the whole fight. I don't want you to have to like witness me, you know, have him almost dead and then fight, you know. And I was talking to him about like games that didn't have the option to skip that, like, you know, cutscenes, and he agrees that that's kind of a silly thing to put into a game. I mean, you find yourself playing the game and you're like, you know, if I had the option to just skip this cutscene, this wouldn't be that bad. But no.
Stop!
I've also started, I know this is stupid, but I've also started trying to save my magic until about like the halfway point of the fight where he's like fallen twice. But even that's dangerous too when you think about it. Oh, that's an interesting story. Oh, it's still in the middle of the attack animation. Keep holding. I'm stuck. Back up, Mike. He caught on to what I was doing. Yeah, I knew I was gonna die there. I took the risk that too far, and then I realized once that surrounded me, I was like, I'm fucked. There's nothing I can do. I mean, even if I was able to get into the menu real quick and somehow use the medicine, I would have wasted it. So it was just better to let myself die. Have you ever, like, you've played games like this before, I'm sure. You guys too. I wish I could say that I've gotten comments that say that, but I haven't because I still haven't posted any of these yet. I don't know why, but I feel like I have to admit that to you, even though I know I don't. But I feel like if I go back, if I don't admit it, then I'm kind of being a, you know, asshole, you know, so to speak. Because I feel like, I may as well just be lying to you guys the whole time about, like, you know, whenever I'm doing something. Like, I know there are some Let's Players out there who have probably recorded something like, that could have recorded something like 3 years ago and uploaded it now and say, oh yeah, I totally recorded this today. But no, I could never do that because I've called that lying and a dick move, so. It's funny how that's how I keep getting hurt, is my controls lock up and then I immediately walk right into the tentacle. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Come on, I just need to get moving. I think it's funny though that it thinks it's so great that you're in this like rectangle room, when honestly, no. It doesn't make much of a difference if you're in this room or like in a wide open circle. Which I do feel like this fight would be easier if you were in like a circle room. Like I can say like so many times in this fight, when I fought this before when I was a kid, I've said so many things. If I had 5 medicines, this would be completely easy, but that's stupid. I've said, if they give you 3 at the start, I might be able to actually pull it off 2. I've said,
Even if I die.
if the room was bigger, you know, it could help, but really it doesn't make a difference. Really, this fight is just ridiculously hard. Regardless of what you really do, in my opinion. Well, that was magic anyway. Wow, that's the first time I've actually missed him. I can survive this attack. Wow, apparently not. I just love how it says this restores a large amount of vitality, which it does. But basically, it just should, might as well just say, you know, recovers all your health. Hey, we still have magic in this. Whew, that was close. Alright, let's get in there with you, because I know I can use you better than the fire sword. Oh god. Close. I cannot believe he pulled off that block in time. I was convinced he was going to do the sweep attack, so I just blocked, even though it wasn't necessary at all. God, you bastard, I hate your fucking guts. God, I'm still in the animation. But yeah, I just hate this guy. Alright, do that again. How did it count me getting out of that? Oh, no, you bastard. That is not fair. I know. I'm hilarious. Oh, see, because I got distracted that I was like actually going to grab another weapon, I just ran right into that. That should be hitting me, to be honest. Alright. You're next, Inru. I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. Dead, 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 dead. Oh, God. There's only one way to get out of this. I would need a medicine because I can't take a single hit. Yeah, none of my... No, 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 no. Are you for real? For real? No. This.
Kaede, let's get out of here.
I'm fine.
We cannot stay here any longer. Run!
Stop staring at the beast.
There is no escape from me. Forget about me. Go! Yuki, Kaede, Yume, Maru.
This is the coolest shit ever.
The demon's ambitions were shattered by the hand of Samanosuke and his friends. However, when Yoshitatsu Saito died the following year, his feeble-minded son, Tatsuoki, became the Lord. At that time, Oda's army returned to Mino Province and conquered the Inabayama Castle, putting an end to the history of the Saito family. However, it is unknown as to whether demons were involved. After the downfall of the Saito family, Princess Yuki went to stay with a family friend, the Baron in Sakai Province. His name, Sokyu Imai. However, in less than a month, she would leave. With Sokyu's blessing, she left in a ship to see the world. On Samanosuke's advice, Yumemaru accompanied her on this journey. On the other hand, Kaede desperately searched for the missing Samanosuke, but never found him. In the following year, Mitsuhide Akechi employed her as his agent. She continued her job until she died 14 years later in a war at Yamazaki Province. As for Samanosuke, no one knows what happened to him.
I do, but that's for another story. Onimusha Warlords. Again, thank you all for joining me for this amazing journey. As you can tell, that's actually the way I feel like I actually ended the game last time. I won the game with hardly any health left. And then you see that scene where he could have turned into this, like, master demon after dying. Like, you know, not demon, he's not really supposed to be a demon, but, like, you know, he, like, turns into this just, like, monster of a human being, like, kind of thing. And, like, basically it's, like, supposed to be, like, one of the orcs or whatever that made the thing, you know. And he just, like, totally annihilates the shit out of the boss, you know. It's like, god damn it, when you find out about that, you're like, couldn't you have just done that the whole time? That would have saved us so much trouble. Then we could have died and just beat the crap out of him with that power-up and still probably died in that form at some point if you failed too many times. But I mean, it's like, that's not fair, you know? But, yeah, that fight, I'll just tell you right now, that fight seems really, really difficult in theory, but really when you think about it, like, if you do everything the way that I did it, well, except for taking as many hits as I did, you can pretty much make it through this whole game. Like, you can make it through that whole fight without losing any health and just annihilate him. It's like super easy, you know. It's like, oh, okay. But yeah, as I said, that was Onimusha Warlords, a game from my, I guess you could say, childhood, because I was barely a teenager when I played it, I think, I want to say. And it's a game that gave me a lot of hardship and trouble all the way through the game. Like, you know those demon samurais? I used to just ignore them. I used to never fight them because they were so difficult for me to kill. Like, I would just always run away from them. That's how I used to play this game. And like, the playthrough of the game, I actually fought them as much as I could because I realized that I needed to do that. But yeah, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this as much as I did, and I will give you my rating at the end, so don't worry. I just kind of want to keep talking about this. More about that final boss that I didn't really go over. His damage counter, where like for every time you hit him in the gut and like make him bend over, is actually determined just on hits. It's not like you have to keep hitting him repeatedly to be able to get it. No. You actually have to just keep mysterious voice at narrator. I like that. But you have to actually just hit him a couple times, move out of the way, hit him a couple times, move out of the way, you know, and so forth. I think that's cool that they had someone else do it for Canadian games. Sorry, change of ADD, like little ADD shock. Um, but yeah, that fight, it just seems like as long as you come in and just take him on with like tiny hits here and there, you'll win the fight pretty easily. So yeah, I just can't believe we had like no health when we won. That's just crazy. And we used a different sword than the one I beat the game with the last time I beat the game. But you notice that he actually ends up with the electric sword. I just forgot the name of it. That's why I'm just going to call it that as his final form. And I think that's kind of interesting because, like, no matter what sword you end with, that's what he ends up with, is that one, I believe. But yeah, you find him, you see him die, and you're just like, oh, that sucks. And then you realize that the blood falls on the orb this time, and he transforms, and it's just like, oh, that's crazy. Thank you to all these people. Wow. Yeah. I tell you what, winning this is just like a big shock to me again, because I didn't know how long it would take me to actually beat that guy. And for me to beat him like that, oh man, that's just crazy. I can't wait to see. Oh wow, the special trailer. And Samanusuke Extra. I will. But I only got to see. Wow. Wait. There's game clear data on this one already? I'm afraid if I say no, it won't let me choose the other one. Okay. Okay, it says the same thing. I mean, you'll start at that mirror, so it's not like it's like the worst thing in the world if you come back into the game, I think. I'll just say yes. Okay, so now, if you're going to the special feature, we can watch the special trailer.
10 years have passed. A new hero arrives with the power. Onimusha lives.
So yeah, that's just a little special thing you get. Nothing too, like, doesn't show much, so if you're worried that I showed off something for the next game, no, I didn't. But it does show that there's a second game. So yeah, I didn't save over this, it just saved it as clear data on memory card slot 1. Okay, that's cool. Oh. Will you load the game clear data? But I thought I saved it on memory card slot 1. Pretty sure I did. Okay. That's cool. I just wanted to see what it did. But, yeah. Oh, now this special thing is gone if I do it like that. So I guess that game clear data on that one doesn't have the special feature. So if that is what I think it is, which I don't remember actually clearing the game on that ever, I guess that's saying that like that one I didn't do as good in the game. So yeah, if I do that, yeah, and then special features back. So yeah, I guess that's everything for this game. I'll give you my rating real quick. So I'm gonna do I usually do it out of 5, don't I? So I'll do that. First, we'll start off with graphics, because I just feel like it. So graphics for this game, of course, is going to be, let's see, for PlayStation 2 settings, I would have to say that like the best part about it is the FMVs, so I'd probably say that it's like in some cases it seems like a 3 out of 5, because like the FMVs do add some really great graphics, but like the game itself is kind of like, although there was a lot of beautiful things in the game, it seems like it wasn't like smoothed out that much. And I know that's like people are going to be like, you're using this on an HD TV, right? And of course it's not going to be very smooth. And I'm like, well, you're right, but I mean, thinking of it that way, it's just like, I don't know, it just feels like it's not as like it's not done as well as like some games for the PS2 were. Next thing, gameplay. I think it's really strange that they use the control, like, you know, the directional pads to do the movement. So I'm gonna knock off a point for that. And also, I think it's very strange that they don't like explain to you like the shortcut keys and all that, like you know, like the R3 button to get to the map and all that. Like they never like actually tell you that. So that's why I rarely use the map, because I was like, oh, it sucks to have to go all the way into the menu each time you get to the map. And so, you know, that kind of hurt it a little bit, but not too much. The movement of the game, like, you know, using the directional buttons, it just doesn't feel very fluid. It feels kind of chunky at times, you know? And I know I've already mentioned that, but I want to mention that another time in that way, that it feels kind of chunky and like it wasn't put together very well. But I mean, I can't blame them too much, because this was their first game, you know, and they probably didn't know much about like the analog stick and how it worked at the time, so they wanted to stick with what they knew. And I'm sure they had, like, they may have made games, like they may have worked with the directional pad and thought that it would seem more, I don't know, fluid in their mind. I don't know, but you know, I can't blame them too much. So I will give it a 3 out of 5 as well. I know some people would probably think that I'm going to give it like a 2 or a 1, but no, I'm not that harsh. I know that I was joking about doing that though, because how much I struggled through the game, but no. Next, let's do difficulty curve. Honestly, the difficulty curve is actually kind of harsh in this game, because basically it throws you into the game and doesn't even really tell you how to do anything. Like, it doesn't even tell you how to attack and all that at first. And so if you've never played the game before, you are a little thrown aback about like how to fight in the game. And so like that very first fight, you can actually die during that first fight if you aren't careful, because like, say you don't know how to play the game, you can actually die during that first fight, and that makes it seem like the difficulty curve is not very friendly. But when you think about it, they meant for you to look at the controls in the option mode. I think that's what it says first before you even play the game. So it's kind of, it's kind of like one of those like people who just like always run straight into a game. It's their fault if they get killed, in my opinion. So I don't blame them too much for that. And then like it also felt like the very first boss feels like really, really difficult if you don't fight anything on the way to it, like if you don't fight any of the demons on the way and don't level up your weapon at all, it seems like that fight is like almost impossible. And I can see how that would make people be like, oh, I don't really want to play this because, it's this hard. And I understand, because, like, there's other games that do stuff like that put, like, really hard challenges at the start of the game for some reason, and people are like, I stopped playing it because I thought that was impossible. But, I mean, like, I showed you, like, that fight. I died from the first boss twice, if I remember. Maybe even more times than that. I don't really remember. But I died against him a couple times because I forgot the controls of this game. And that's what I don't like. I hate it how it feels like the game feels like it's easy to forget. And I find that kind of sad sometimes. I mean, I remembered the last scene, and I remember how cool it was. But I didn't mention it because I didn't want to, But anyway, the rating for it, I would say that it's actually like I'm going to be really harsh, it's like a 2 out of 5 when you really think about it. Because it starts out difficult, and it gets even more difficult as you get through the game. And it's just like, And even putting the game in easy mode, I forget if I don't know if I told you this or not, but putting the game in easy mode, all that does is make it where you take less damage from enemies. That's it. That's all it does. There's not less demons to fight. There's not, like the bosses don't go down in less hits. It's just you take less damage. That's it. And you automatically get like one of the lowest ratings. So there's that. I guess I could show you off like show off the special edition Samanusuke, but it's kind of silly. All it really is him in a suit, a certain kind of suit, and you can turn the hat on and off that it has a hat with it, and it kind of is funny for a while, and then it gets lame. So I don't know if you guys want to see it. Let me know, and I'll show it off. The reward for beating the game. I would say that, like, from what I've read of the different rewards, that it could get a, like, 4 out of 5, but, like, most of, like, the risk reward system for it, it's like you have to practically fight your whole way through the game just to freaking, like, get a special thing that's, like, slightly... It doesn't sound that great. Like, there's like a mini game that you can win if you do everything in the game, like find every fluorite and all that. But to find every fluorite, you have to go through the frickin' demon, like the dark realm, and that's just hard as hell. You've seen how hard it is. So yeah, I don't think that gets a really good rating. I'm just gonna say like it's really not worth it. It feels like just playing through the game regularly is more fun. Unless you're one of those die-hard things that fans have to do. So let's just give the overall rating. I think for Onimusha Warlords, the first game in the series, I think that it gets a 4 out of 5. Now, I'm being kind of generous with that because, like I said, from my experience in the game, you think I would give it a really bad rating, but no, I mean, the game itself isn't so bad. It's the fact that if you suck at the game, like you will if it's your first time playing it, or if you haven't played it in so long that you've kind of forgotten the controls, or you've played a game that uses analog controls a lot, you're gonna have a hard time with this game. But all in all, you will still have fun, and that's what matters. You will still enjoy this game, in my opinion. Then again though, just realize that if you decide to go and find this game and play it for yourself, from just watching this whole Let's Play, do realize that if you try to like mimic what I did, you may find the game a little bit harder too. Because even if you like master all the dodging and all that, the game is still difficult. because there are some times where you might dodge the right direction, but then the enemy changes his strategy a little bit and hits you in such a way that you weren't expecting it. And so that's why I say that if you're going to play this game, keep your mind open and your eyes busy, because basically you don't know what to expect in this game ever. Anyway, I will see you guys at my next Let's Play. Do know that I will be playing Onimusha 2 at some point, because I did show off the trailer for it, so I will be playing it. But I'm thinking about waiting just a little bit before I do, just to be on the safe side. Till then, everyone, bye.